20 degrees, sun's shining, got some new golf clubs. What a better way than to go out and learn some SQL whilst we play some golf. Let's go.
Welcome back, it's Matt. So today I opted to go to my usual golf course to play 9 holes, and following on from the previous video about SQL, I thought we'd do an interactive SQL learning session.
So today we're going to use the analogy of golf to learn how to code in SQL. Come on a journey, let's enjoy it. Let's start. Imagine this whole golf course here is a database.
So first and foremost, what we're going to need to do is create that database. In SQL Server, there's a create database statement, and very simply, we're going to just execute that code, which is now displayed on the screen. We want to call our database Golf. So the statement will read create database Golf. And voila, there we have it. We have a database called Golf.
So inside the database, what we're going to have is tables. Yeah. So imagine this here is our table. What we're going to have is fields inside of that table. So we're going to use a script below to create the table, ensuring to highlight our primary key, which in this case, we're going to call our club ID.
Each club will have a unique ID. As they're golf clubs, we're going to call this club ID, and a maximum distance, which is a rough estimate of how far that club can hit the ball. Of course, depending on how good or bad you are at golf, this will differ. And these will be known as our fields, otherwise known as columns in a table.
So now what we're going to do is insert some data into the table. Yeah. So just like on the screen below, we're going to assign a club ID to each of the clubs, the name of the club. So this is the sand wedge or the pitching wedge, the irons and our woods, and the maximum distance that each can hit. So we've got a database, we've got a table, and we've got data in it. Yeah. Let's run a simple query just to make sure it's all working and we've got everything together. So if we were going to select everything from the table, we would get all these clubs, plus the club ID for all of them, plus the distance that they can all hit. Yeah, just like you can see on the screen below.
As always, I take a few practice swings before I go ahead and take my shot. Good habits, good practice, all that good stuff. So we've now inserted data into the tape. Ooh, see, that's the kind of quality shot I'm talking about. So we've now inserted data into the table and run a query to make sure it works, so we can go ahead and head to the next phase. Just another reminder to say that these max distances are of course super subjective. If you're going to go ahead and create your own tables, be sure to adjust these to align with your own golfing capabilities. So now we have our golf clubs table with data in it. Let's create a second table. In this table, our primary key will be shot ID, and we'll have 2 more fields, distance to hole and club used, which will be our foreign key, which links to the primary key in our golf clubs table, just as you can now see on the screen. So just like we did before, we'll need to go ahead and insert data into this table as displayed. So now we have 2 things. We have the table which gives us info on our golf clubs and the distance in which they can hit the ball. And we have a table linked to it which tells us the distance to the hole. So we can now write the following query to help us with our shot selection. This query will return the club that can reach the distance to the hole whilst minimizing the distance. So what that means in layman's terms is it will return the club that can reach the distance that we've set, but it will give us the club that has the shortest max distance. So we need to ensure that we set the distance to hole as our parameter and insert the distance to the hole before running the query.
So this query is going to allow us to select the appropriate club that will reach the hole whilst minimizing the distance.
Nothing to see here, just me trying to perfect my golf swing whilst wearing this new awesome fit from Boohoo Man and my Alexander McQueen trainers, which everyone knows are my favorites. So we're 109 yards from the pin here. So running a query that we just wrote, you can see the result of that query is the pitching wedge. This means that the pitching wedge is the club that can reach the 109 yards distance to the hole whilst minimizing the distance it can hit the ball. And as you can see, I hit a great shot. Well, about 5 yards to the left of the green, so not too bad, and gives us a chance for a nice chip onto the green and a putt for par.
Yeah, so here we've got about 130 yards to the pin. So we're going to run a logic to select the top 1 club that can reach the hole whilst minimizing the distance. What we're going to do, we're going to set our variable so that we can insert the yardage to the pin, and then from there we're going to run the query like on screen. So now we've got another shot. We're about 40 yards, 45 yards from the pin. So the logic's gonna say to use sand wedge. Got a massive double bunker in front, as you can see. So yeah, let's go for it. We've got to clear the bunker, but not by too much. So here, about a 8-yard putt. No, not even that, maybe 6. But I'll probably work it up. So that's the end of playing golf whilst writing SQL queries. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.